This is an unbelievable story, okay? So today, the FBI, Kash Patel included, the commissioner of the NYPD, Jessica Tisch, they announced 2 separate indictments related to NBA illegal betting rings. Now, the first had to do with player Terry Rozier and a couple others, including Damon Jones, who was a retired player, but then he became a kind of assistant coach, and a few others who basically tipped off bettors and working with, again, obviously criminal rackets to feed them bets. So in one example, Terry Rozier, in a game, I believe in April of 2023 against the New Orleans Pelicans, Terry Rozier at the time was on the Charlotte Hornets, and he left the game 9 minutes and 36 seconds in with an injury. Now, he told all the bettors to, and they put $200,000 on the matter, he told them to place bets on all of his unders. So basically, an under is a prop bet where you basically say, the Vegas will set the line. They'll say, we expect Terry Rozier to score 13 points. Do you think he'll score more or less? And he told all of you guys, bet less on points, rebounds, all the unders, minutes, all of it. And he said, I'm going to go out with an injury. And that's exactly what he did. And, you know, the bettors actually didn't get this money, and the NBA opened a probe, and they found no wrongdoing because DraftKings or FanDuel flagged these bets and was like, they're illegitimate. And essentially, they kind of shut it down, so we thought we've kind of forgot about this. But it turns out he did many more bets. So did Damon Jones. And then the second, before going entirely into the story, is a poker circle with Chauncey Billups, who's the current head coach of the, well, he was before this morning, of the Portland Trail Blazers, a former NBA star. Also Damon Jones involved, and others, where they use some crazy technology to basically swindle money out of other people.
So Rob, can you scroll up here on the screen here? We've got the list of what is being alleged. Let's just run through this real quick just to get the facts of what the FBI is alleging. And again, these are allegations. There's a lot of evidence, but allegations. You know this better than I do. You want to kick us through it?
Yeah, sure. So the first point here is current and former NBA players and coaches Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, and Damon Jones, have been arrested. There were 2 things. There was an illegal gambling and sports rigging operation. It involved La Cosa Nostra. I believe they were almost exclusively involved on the illegal poker side of things. There are 2 separate indictments. The first involved 6 defendants, and it was insider information. That's the one about betting the unders and all the injury reports. And another example, by the way, Damon Jones here, you can stay there on the screen, Rob, but in another example, Damon Jones said at the time he was an unofficial assistant coach for the Los Angeles Lakers, and this is in 2023. The Lakers were playing the Bucks. He knew LeBron was going to be sitting out. It wasn't on the injury report yet, and he told everybody, bet the Bucks. He said, I want D Jones to eat tonight himself. So he basically tipped off insider info. And then the second involved 31 defendants, and it was a high-tech, cheating tech scandal with poker games where they basically, again, swindle people out with. We're talking X-ray tables. We're talking about pre-marked cards. We're talking about hidden surveillance cameras. We're talking about all this. Those poker games took place in the Hamptons, Miami, Las Vegas, Manhattan. And they would basically use the Gambino and other New York crime families to hunt down the people who owed the money.
So what links these 2 different scandals? Damon
Jones is the only known link that I could find.
And who is Damon Jones?
Damon Jones played in the NBA. He was kind of a nomadic type. He was never a star. He played with LeBron on the Cavs, I think, from 2005 to 2008 before LeBron went to the Heat. And he then became an unofficial assistant coach for the Lakers, and I guess was just this well-connected guy that NBA players loved because he was also Chauncey Billups, he right at his side for some of these big-time poker games. So it's not clear what else ties these 2 together other than LeBron's role in all this. That'll be fascinating to follow.
So what's the talk? What do we know right now about LeBron's role in this whole scandal?
What we know about LeBron, besides him not being the GOAT, is that he is. It's also, some people pointed out the way the NBA used to handle scandals, and it was a picture of Jordan playing baseball. But people thought he gambled, and that's why David Stern banned him to the minor leagues. But LeBron was again part of that one bet in 2023 in the Bucks game where he was injured. It wasn't on the injury report yet. D. Jones got the information and is reportedly, and this is what you put in quotes because we need to see stronger reporting on this, that they were friends. That's the rumor that they're friends. Is it possible that he was just an unofficial assistant coach? I'm not sure exactly how he got that gig. That'll be interesting to look into. And I would also be shocked if LeBron sort of risked his entire reputation to tip off a guy for something illegal. So I doubt he's involved. But if I may just say one more thing on this, Frost, on this point specifically, Chauncey Billups made, I want to say, over $100 million playing. Terry Rozier, even though he's not a huge name, he's made over $160 million in the NBA. $26 million is his current contract.
Wow.
I mean, people don't realize how crazy NBA contracts are. They're the highest of all the big four sports leagues. They're at about $12 million this year. It's insane. Terry Rozier got a bag, and he's currently, I believe, on the Heat. But anyways, so why did they do it is my question. It's not like they were making tens of millions. It looks like some of the deals were like a couple $100,000. I don't get it. So it'll be interesting to see what else we uncover here.
Well, and it's also like I haven't really followed the NBA closely in years, but as a kid, I remember watching Chauncey Billups all the time.
Oh yeah,
he's someone that we grew up with, who was always around, and and I didn't even know he was a coach now. So this just goes to show. I mean, this is these aren't like small people. I mean, these are major figures in the league, and now this, which is wild. I don't know what else should we know. I mean, Rozier, like how big of a player is he?
I mean, big. He's the kind of like, score 15, 16 points. He was on that Game 7 Celtics team that he got the nickname Scary Terry. And I want to say he and Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart combined for 2 of 23 from 3 that Game 7. I just remember it being abysmal, and I hate LeBron, so I was going for the Celtics at Game 7. But long story short, he kind of became a star as a backup point guard. I think Isaiah Thomas was the starter that year, and he got injured, and then Terry got in. Anyways, he kind of became known then. Since then, he's become, like a rotational start on your team, give you 16 a night. So good player. I mean, not a star, but very good player. And just... I guess what else to know about this? A couple things. Number one is this. This might be the biggest scandal in NBA history. I was looking at a list this morning because I was like making the claim of what may become the biggest. The Tim Donaghy ref scandal that became a Netflix doc, a very popular Netflix doc a couple years ago. I looked it up. He made about $300K from all this. Kash Patel said this was a tens of millions of dollars operation. So this is a much bigger thing. The second reason that this is notable is here's his latest extension, and this year he was getting paid $26 million because they sometimes separate the payment by year.
Wow!
But the second reason, Frost, and this is what you immediately went to when you saw the story, is oh my goodness, the NBA and ESPN have gone all in on sports betting, all in. It's so funny to see Mike Greenberg. We can play a clip in a second. Him talking about the scandal with an ESPN bet banner on the screen.
Yeah, I'd like to see that because this is one of the. I mean, the present. You've written about this before. The presence of gambling in the big sports leagues now, especially the NBA,
unbelievable,
is insane. It's everywhere. You can't watch it without being hit with gambling ads.
Yeah.
Something that leagues stayed far away from. It was something that networks like ESPN would stay far away from. Those days are obviously long behind us. You hear a lot about legal sports gambling on this show. The Bussin' Boys, obviously sports gambling is a huge part of what you do, so we put those all out there as a preamble because it might be in the back of people's minds, and we acknowledge that this is a different time and
there it goes.
However, there is a fine line, not so fine. There is a bold line that obviously has to be drawn.
Is it just me, or has there been shockingly little scrutiny just into the gambling industry overall? I feel like of all the things that we talk about and that that have exploded in recent years, you hear so little in terms of like the media, the government, whatever, about gambling relative to the amount. You can't like hang out with anyone anymore without someone actively betting while you're there.
Yeah, over $100 billion were placed in well over $100 billion in wagers last year. The gambling industry, I want to say, made 12 million or 13 billion. I mean, this is a big industry. You're exactly. 22% of U.S. adults have gambling accounts. For males age 18 to 49, I want to say it's 48%. It's just stunning numbers.
And keep in mind, in California, it's not legal.
Yeah.
So the biggest market, that's without the biggest market in the entire country.
I got to add that because I made the point of it's legal now in 38 states in D.C. In California, it's not legal. So there you have the biggest state in the country population-wise. Not even in this market.
Is it legal in Texas?
I don't know. I think so, but I also am not totally sure. I don't bet, not to virtue say. The last time I bet, actually, you were there one of the last times I bet. It was it was on the UVA run in the Purdue game when Carson Edwards went off, but y'all snuck away in overtime. Was that the Diakite shot?
That was the Diakite shot.
Yeah.
That was an all-timer.
But
so looking into this, connect this with the bigger themes here. So obviously gambling's exploded, sports betting. You got about half of American young adults sports betting, essentially on a regular basis.
Yep.
Where does that fit in here?
Well, the story we should write also is about the gambling lobbies that emerge in every state legislature and then nationally. I mean, it was an unbelievable coordinated lobbying effort. These are some stunning stats on annual lobbying. So what are we seeing here? It's up to, is that 39? Am I seeing that right?
39.
$39 million on lobbying. I mean, it's one of the biggest lobbies in the country.
Is it?
Yeah, and people, it's also funny to think about this in light of the J.B. Pritzker news. I mean, like, the funny thing, though, Frost, is most adults don't like it. They don't like it getting into the broadcast. There was a Siena College poll that found, that's where we got the 48% number for 18 to 49 men. That found that most men don't like it creeping into the broadcast. NBA players in a survey by The Athletic say they hate the impact it's had on the game. And I think most people know I don't know if most people, honestly, for whatever reason, you're spot on, like, that people just don't really focus on it, even though it's so widespread, so endemic to different products now.
What do players or what have players said about it? Because I imagine for a lot of them, and I don't even know what the regulations are. Obviously, if you're a player, you can't bet.
Yeah.
But can you hang out with people who are betting?
I don't know, dude. I bet you can. I mean, they certainly have been. I think people hate the parlays and people yelling at them as they get off the court and the tweets and the social media comments and basically people placing pressure on them to perform so that they make money. I think people hate that. I don't know what the regulations are. And the hilarious thing, Rob, can you look this up? I'm pretty sure college athletes, like a day ago, I also should include this in the piece, just got permission to place bets. I think that Heather Dinich, NCAA reporter for ESPN, just announced this like a day ago. And now here we are. There you go. So they can bet on pro sports. Yeah. But previously, I mean, you just think about that. Like,
I mean, it's just so obvious that mixing gambling with the leagues. I mean, you have the leagues promoting it themselves, and then you're expecting that the players and all these people aren't going to abuse the system. Obviously, they're going to abuse the system. It's moronic to me. But
totally.
I don't know.
There had been one guy who's already been, I want to say Dante Porter or Jamal.
Dante Porter.
Yeah, here, get him up. But he was suspended and he would bet his unders too. I mean, basically the smoothest way you could do it, because Tim Donaghy, real quickly, and then we'll go on to other news and some fascinating developments around us that tie into some bigger themes. But Tim Donaghy, it's hard for a ref, surprisingly, to fix a game without it seeming super, super, super obvious. Tim Donaghy, what he would do is he'd get a star player in foul trouble, blow a whistle on him in the first 2 minutes, and that changed the entire dynamic of the game. And so he wouldn't have a perfect hit rate. But if you're a player and you're saying bet on my unders, which is what most bettors do, I think 78% of sports bettors bet prop bets. So things like, will there be a combined 70 points in the first quarter? Will Terry Rozier score 12 tonight? Those are the bets you can totally control, and that's what he would do. Can we end? Yeah, Jonte Porter was suspended. And
banned for life.
He pleaded guilty, and they're expecting like 4 years in prison. So, Rob, the last thing for this segment is some entertainment. If we can pull up a clip of Terry Rozier playing, I want to say the Cavaliers in alternate uniforms. And you can tell me, watching this clip, if you think Terry Rozier just go to Twitter and do it. Terry Rozier, and you can see if you think he's throwing this game, Frost. Let me know if you.
Which game is it versus Cavs?
Just type in Terry Rozier. It should be one of the top results. it should be one of the top results. If not, we can. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Okay, check this out. This is him on the Heat, so that's 1 turnover. This is stunning to watch now. Stunning. Number 2.
Having a tough night.
Having a tough night. He's having a great night.
Look at that.
Wow.
Missing. I mean, air balls.
Down to 3, they got to get busy. Rozier with a 9-1-1 comes up short. On barrel.
It's just totally short.
For those listening, this is just all one game in which Rozier just kept giving the ball. I mean, abysmal basketball.
Air ball. I mean, it's worth the price of admission. If you're listening, search Terry Rozier later. Here he is with the second chance, and he airballs it. I mean, 4 air balls so far. Anyway, so that's the final clip.